Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a while since we did a video. Busy around the homestead here, doing lots of stuff, and 9 to 5, and off the sprue, and trying to get some model building in. Haven't been able to squeeze a lot of model building in. Anyway, progress on the '69 Chevelle 396. As you can see, body's in the same state. It's going to be last, and that's kind of me, and that's how I go through my build process. Lots of test fitting and some modifications, so I got to make sure everything's going to fit before I start painting body, because I don't want to handle that till last. Anyway, where we are, everything is kind of in the beginnings and middles of sub-assemblies. We'll get a camera up here and we'll kind of show you where we're at. Hang on one sec. Going up. Coming down. All right, where do we start? We'll start with motor and chassis and stuff. Look out. All right, move back. I can't zoom out any farther, boys and girls, but anyway, we'll make this work. Motors in basic beginning stages. I've got the trans painted. Motors basically primed. I've got my pulleys, will be one of the next things I tackle on here. And I've got my spacing worked out for my pulleys. We're going to run water pump pulley, crank harmonic or balancer pulley, alternator and power steering on this motor. Excuse me. When you guys go to do pulleys on your motors, usually what sets the distance where the pulleys are forward and back on the motor is where the pulley for the water pump's going to start off with. And if I got, where's my water pump pulley? Oh, look in the camera and try and focus on what I'm doing. It doesn't usually work. So basically, when you got your water pump pulley to go on there, what's going to happen is you're going to have to use that for your spacing for all the rest of your pulleys. So we're going to run a dual groove, dual belt pulley set on this one. So once I know where my water pump pulley is going to be, oh, come on, focus. Really? Let's try this. There we go. Once I know where my water pump pulley is going to go, then I have to space the crank pulley out, and I've cut a piece of small plastic tubing to get my offset centered for my crank pulley. Then we'll work out our power steering and alternator from there. But when you go to do pulleys on your motors, the water pump kind of sets the tone for where everything else has to line up. Anywhere, that's where we are right now. I've got my pulley spacing worked out. So that's ready to go. That'll be one of the next things that we tackle. I've got one of my 3D printed fuel pumps. You can't even probably see it. There you are. And that's going to go on the side of the motor. We've opened up the hole in there. For that, we'll run some plumbing for that little baby. What else have we got? We're going to use the brake booster that came with the kit. Can't find it. There it is right there. So we're going to use the brake booster, but we're not going to use the master cylinder that came with this kit. We're going to use one of my 3D printed master cylinders. So I've got it painted up. I've got to make a little wire to go along the top for the cap to hold the cap on. And that's kind of semi-ready to go. Everything else is in the stage of painted. Frames painted up. Rads painted up. And we're not going to use the engine shroud that came with it, which is the top, which is the bottom. I've got one of my 3D printed fans that we are going to put on here, like so. And we have to cover up the holes for the fan shroud, so we're going to have to stagger the fans on this, kind of like so. And we'll get those painted up, and those will look good on there, because we're not going to run the stock fan blade on this motor. We're going to run electric fans. Anyway, those are in the background. getting ready to get painted. Exhaust is painted up, and I cut the tailpipes off. I've got to file this down flat and file a groove in here because we're going to run solder from the back of the muffler out the tail end of the car. So that's kind of in stage. That's in. Battery's painted up. Still got to drill some holes for battery wires. Got to do some detail work on the rear diff and the springs. Oh, I missed a touch-up spot to paint. I'll deal with that. Got to paint the detail of the springs up. Maybe do those in a yellow, probably. Other than that, everything is kind of in the stage of paint right now. A bit of it's drying. We'll get that out of the way. I've been working on interior in wheels. We'll bring the interior into play. And back up. So, adjust the camera. I've got the wheels in Molito, and they're looking pretty good. So basically we prime those with a flat gun black matte color first, then use the gloss black top coat on them, and then I use my Molito out of my airbrush. And if I want to use Molito, what works better if you're going to use an airbrush with the stuff is to use a couple of drops of lacquer thinner in your cup, in your paint cup, and mix the Molito in it. It thins it out a little bit better, but it seems to make it dry with a harder finish, so you can manhandle it a little bit more. So that's kind of there. And we're using some of my 3D printed wheels that are up on the website now. And got the tires all painted up. They're looking pretty good. And the wheel centers, I've got some more detailing to do on them, but they're looking not too bad. So we're going to get a bit of Molito on there and get some bling happening on wheels. But that's what I love about these 3-piece wheels, is you can do the rims separate from the wheel centers. And once you drop that wheel center in there, have I got the right size? Probably not. Hang on one second. That's a front. We don't want that. We want a rear. Get a rear. Come on. And once I'm going to go off camera for a second, guys. Once you get the wheel center in there, the wheels are looking pretty darn fine. And as I mentioned, we're going to get some Molito on the wheel centers too, and just kind of bling those up a little bit. But wheels are looking pretty good. The interior, just finished painting up the dashboard, and I've got another coat to do on the right hand side. Where's my pointer? On the right hand side, over here on this panel. We're going to get the gauges all painted up. Still got some Molito to do on radio knobs and heater controls. Get some black, matte black as the dash is, and touch up that steering column mount on there. But it's close to being ready. Seats and door panels are done. Console we got painted up. Two-tone, black and orange. Black and orange. It looks orange in the video, but it's not. It's kind of a tanny browny color. Seats are done. Got to make some seat belts for those, but seats turned out pretty good. Door panels, seats and door panels are still kind of drying, so I got to watch how I handle these things. Door panels turned out pretty good. We still got some Molito to do on the door window cranks, emblem badge on the door panel. Got to highlight the speaker a little bit more, but door panels are ready to go. Rear seat's done too. We're going to do some embossing powder on the rear parcel shelf as well, once this all dries and gets set. Not sure what color. I'm either going to do a gray, or I might do a tanny brown color on it. Haven't made up my mind yet. I'm kind of leaning towards a gray, but anyway, we'll see how that goes with the body color. Oh, speaking of body color, hang on one sec. Let me get some stuff out of the way here first. Let's get this out of the way. Body color, I think, is going to be a blue. And the blue we're going to do is Alclad. I think they call it, one second. I came back. The blue is their Candy Electric Blue enamel. And what I've done is I've done a test spoon. And believe it or not, that is a gold base with the candy blue on top. And I kind of like this. It kind of goes from a dark shade to a light shade depending on how the light hits it. I think it's going to look pretty cool. I'm liking it. Yeah. I think that's going to be the color of the body. Yeah. Anyway, boys and girls, just a quick update on what's going on. Everything's kind of in the middle of, nothing's really finished. Everything's kind of in the different stages of completion. But anyway, it's been a while since I did a video. I thought I should get something up before you guys think that I just dropped off the end of the earth. But I haven't. I'm still here. And yeah, we'll keep in touch, and we'll show you some more progress once we get to some other stage in this build. All right, guys, as usual, thanks for stopping by. Talk soon. See ya.